What's going on, guys? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and in this video I'm going to be previewing what is another plain and simple must-win game for Arsenal in the hunt for this top 4 spot, this time at home to Newcastle. And I look at this game, and Newcastle, given the really poor run of form they're on, ever since January they've really seemed to have capitulated, which surprises me because Newcastle, ever since they've lost Kabay really, they've gone downhill, but nonetheless they've still got some quality players in their side. I mean, I know they've had the likes of Remy injured, but I mean they've still got the likes of Tiote, Ben Arfa in there. They're a decent side, but it really does surprise me the kind of form they're on. I mean, I remember earlier on in the season when they were beating the likes of Chelsea, and despite this run of form, nonetheless, we can't underestimate them because they'll come, they'll play against us, and they'll end their poor run of form against us. But we've got to play with confidence. We've got to have another carbon copy of that performance against Hull, and there'll be no reasons why we shouldn't be getting a nice, comfortable victory. So it's got to be a routine victory. And hopefully, get the old goal difference up as well. I mean, I know it doesn't really mean much at this stage in the season because our goal difference compared to those around us is absolutely dreadful. But if it does come down to goal difference at some point, maybe with Everton, who've got more closer goal difference to us, if it does come down to that, then at least in these kind of games we can get a couple more goals on the table. And we could win this game it could be a big win for us. I remember we put 7 goals past Newcastle last season. That's when they were playing much better football. Now they're kind of awful at the moment. I mean, I don't want to say that. Newcastle, they do have quality players in their side, but none of them are performing. They don't look motivated. They're not really playing for Newcastle. You got to remember, Newcastle got absolutely nothing to play for in this stage of the season. They've got nothing to play for up the top of the league. They've got nothing. They're not going to get relegated. They're kind of in the middle, and they're just fighting for what, 7th place or something. I mean, and I think they're 9th, 10th at the moment. So they really are on a poor run of form. I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans are calling for Pardeau's head at the moment. So it's going to be a really interesting game how this one pans out. I mean, like I said, I do think we could win this one by a big margin. I mean, if I'm going to pick out any Newcastle players that could cause us any problems, I mean, Ben Arfa, I don't think he featured in their game the other week, but he barely ever seems to play for them anymore. So I'm not really seeing him as a threat. I can't really think of many other players. It really is hard. I mean, Debuchy is a very good fullback. Up top, where they've got Papas Cisse and Shola Amiobi, is there any threat there? Not really. No, there isn't. Loic Remy, now he is a definite danger, but I think he's just coming back from an injury, so whether he starts or not, that's debatable. But if he does start, nonetheless, he'll be a certain threat to our defence. But just let me stress, I've really got to stress that we can't underestimate Newcastle. Whatever happens, just play like it's a cup final, like we're playing Hull in that cup final in a month's time. Go out there, get the win, a convincing win, take some confidence from it, and then we've got, I think, West Brom after that, Norwich after that. Let's just win all our remaining games and get this top 4 spot wrapped up. I mean, Everton, they're playing away at Southampton, so they could drop a point there. Southampton, a very good team at home. I remember we only picked up a point there, so maybe Southampton could do us a favour and we can really open up quite a significant gap in this top 4 battle. But it's not going to be easy. We are relying on Everton to drop points. But if we run our remaining games, then there's no reason why we won't get top 4. There is absolutely no reason why we won't do it. And you've got to remember, Everton's still got to play the likes of City. So actually, to be honest, it is probably a bit silly to say that we're relying on Everton to drop points because it is in our own hands. We win our remaining games against winnable teams, then we're going to do it. It's in our own hands. And like I said, I'm confident we'll do it. And let's kick on, get the win against Newcastle. Looking at Arsenal, it looks very positive for us. I mean, it was rumoured that Abu Diaby was going to be back in the squad, but it's typical of him to go and get injured the day or so before he comes out. But let me say, I have deepest sympathy to that guy because he's an absolute trooper to carry on with his footballing career after what's gone on in throughout his time at Arsenal, all the injuries he's had, all the setbacks. It can't be great for him, but you've got to admire his admirability to come back each and every time, give it another go, and I'm sure he'll be back in a few weeks' time. And hopefully we'll see him before the end of the season. But Arteta's good for this one. The whole team looks pretty good, but the only doubt who's going to be out for this game, which is another massive blow. Kieran Gibbs, we have missed him for a while, and I want to know what injury he got. He just seems to have faded off the scene for a while. He's been out, for nearly 3 weeks now, and we haven't really heard what his injury is or how it happened. He just kind of went away. It's just, I think that's a massive blow for us, and I wouldn't mind finding out what's happened there. So I'm guessing we'll see someone like Monreal filling a left back, but Vermaelen's back in the team, which is a massive boost for us, and possibly we could consider playing him at left back instead of Monreal. But I'll be pretty happy with an unchanged lineup that went out there against Hull. I mean, I'll just play the same team, same style of football, and we could score a few goals in this one, certainly. So, like I said, unchanged lineup from Hull, so you've got Szczesny in goal, Sanya right back, Mertesacker, Koscielny, Monreal, Arteta, Ramsey, Cazorla, Ozil, Podolski and Giroud. I mean, we could even rotate in this one. Like I said, let's not underestimate Newcastle. Let's still put out a team that can beat them. But we could rotate. Maybe we could see another appearance from Kim Källström. Put Flamini in, put Chamberlain in, maybe put Vermaelen in at left back. It's going to be a really exciting game. I'm really looking forward to it because we've got a near strength team now. I think the only players we're missing now are the likes of Walcott, Wilshere. We've missed Walcott for ages now, so that's not going to make too much of a difference. But I'm really glad to see Wilshere coming back on the scene. I'm hoping we'll see him before the end of the season. The same goes for Diaby. It's nice that we've got a fully fit squad for our running at the back end. It's just a shame they couldn't have stayed fit for the whole season, and who knows what could have been. But nonetheless, let's win this game, push on, win all our remaining games, like I've already stated, and we're going to do it. Anyway, leave your score predictions in the comments box below. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win to Arsenal. I really am confident going into this one. As well as that, leave your team predictions in the comments box. That's one that I'm really interested in at the moment. And if you have enjoyed the video, remember, please give it a like rating. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV on my own channel, AFC Game by Game. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the game.